Morning! Morning. I'm just waiting to see if the video is starting. Hurrah! I think we're there. That is fantastic. Let me just get a bigger picture of me because that's easier. Lovely. Okay. Hey, here we go. Good morning. We are going to do more of a stretch class today, starting with a similar warm-up. Just let your hips go round. And what I want to do is a really lovely long stretch that gets into all the bits that we just touch on sometimes. Change direction. And sometimes it feels as if we could do just a tiny bit more. So have this as a nice stretch class. You will use muscles. You will have to hold form. So it's just going to be slower. It's going to be much slower. And we are going to do some slow squats. So come back to the middle, feet shoulder width apart, and off we go. Nice and slow to go down, nice and slow to come up. So see how far down you can go and what that feels like. So you're really noticing what that feels like in the glutes as you stretch down and then really contract, squeeze the glutes to bring you up again. You'll feel it on your thighs as well. Nice and slowly. Holding it down here now. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed between your feet. Rock back a little bit and tiny, tiny pulses, just your bottom down to the ground. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up in the middle again. Lengthen up, tuck your tail underneath. Go over one way, pushes over. Breathe, reaching, just easing into that stretch. Coming over the other way. Tuck your tails under. So from below your waist, your pubic bone is pushing forwards. And then just letting yourself slide down. Coming back up in the middle, cross your hands behind your head, over your shoulder blades. Bend your knees, tuck your tails under. Just go from side to side. Everything steady below your waist. Nothing moves. Drop your arms to your sides and keep going. So you'll find right at the end of that stretch, just that little bit of extra stretch. And up in the middle, arms, nice and slowly taking them up, round and back. And we're going to change direction, same arm, different direction. So just loosening up, easing up, reaching away, feeling the movement in the joint and in the shoulder blade. Four to go. Next one, we're going to change arms. Other arm now going back backwards. As you bring your arm up, drop your shoulder blade. So arm up, shoulder blade down. And changing directions. Just easing in. Noticing where you feel it. Last one. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders, elbows together, lift, open out, squeeze down and back. Together, lift, open out, squeeze down and back. Together, lift, open out, squeeze down and back. Making this really wide circle with your elbows. Fingertips just touching your shoulders. Last one. No, one more after this. This is the last one coming. So, have your arms just resting down by your sides. Take your ear to one shoulder. So you're just pulling a bit. I can feel that a lot here in the neck. So my head's not going very far. So keep that ear there and tiny nods over towards your shoulder. Keeping your shoulders nice and still. We'll do something else for necks later on. Hold your neck down here and let your opposite arm swing forwards and backwards. So let it go up and as back as much as you want. And bring it back to the middle again. Bring your head up to the middle, ear down to the other side. Notice what that feels like. And then tiny, tiny little pushes over. Keep your shoulders still. Coming to the end and hold it down here. So you've still got your head over one side and let your opposite arm swing backwards and forwards. I feel that most on the back. And bring your arms back down again. Head to where it was before. 2 pushes on each side. Push, 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 push. So you're looking straight ahead. You're not turning your chin down or up. Last ones. Come to the middle. Now turn your head, look over one way. Chin down, look over that way. So if you're trying to look over your shoulder, nose down. And come gently to the other side. Chin down, look over that way. And come back again. And once more over the other side. This is so good for really stiff necks. And now from there, let your head roll around the bottom to the other side. Roll round and back again. Come back to the middle. Lovely. Now what I want you to do is to find your chair, but you're going to be standing a little bit away from it, so not right up close to it. Find your chair. I hope your chair sort of comes to hip height, because we're going to do something slightly different. Your inside leg, your leg closest to the chair, is going to take a step forwards. That's all you're doing. Yeah? Just a step forwards. And now let your inside arm drop, and all we're going to do is take it back in a circle. I nearly had the wall, the clock off the wall there. So you're going up and back. Now if you can stand next to a wall for this, it's really good because it makes your arm go up a little bit higher, as you can see. And if it's really difficult, step away from the chair or the wall a bit. Now, go the other way round. That's interesting. So you're aiming not to touch the chair or the wall. Last one. Lovely. So, bring your feet together again, going closer to your chair, and you can take your outside foot just ahead of your inside foot. I need to come back here so you can see what I'm doing, but hang on a minute. I'm just going to do this. There we go. Yes. So, your outside foot just ahead of your inside foot. Lengthen up as much as you possibly can. Tuck your tail underneath. Drop your shoulders. Outside arm up and over. Let your hips go out a tiny bit. That's me and the clock again. Up and back. That's all you're doing. Up and over. Really stretching the way. Up and back. We're going to do that twice more like this. Going up and over. Let your hips go out. You don't have to hang on too much. And up and back. Last one like this. Up and over. And up and back. Lovely. Now take that leg behind the other one, lengthen up, and we're going to come forwards, all the way down to the floor. So arm out to begin with, keeping your legs straight. Here we go. Fold at the top of the hips, down you go. Feel that lovely back in the stretch in the back. Up you come, and lean back a little bit. Down. And up, and leaning back, down, and up, and leaning back. Last one, down, and up, and leaning back. Okay, lovely. So we're going to swap sides. And to begin with, your inside leg is going to be a step forwards from your outside leg. That's all. Leave a little bit of space between yourself and the chair or the wall, Because what we're going to do is inside arm up and round, up and round, and round. You can move closer in to your chair or the wall if you want. That makes it much harder. And the other way round. So this stretches not just your arm, but the whole of the side of the body. And bring your arm back down. Now that leg is going to go behind the other one. And, in fact, it's the other way around. This way around. And you're going to have your front leg is going to be one that you keep really, really stretched. Your back leg is going to be the one that is stretched by your front leg being in front of it. Yeah? Take your arm out and down. And up. And lean back. And down. And up. And really stretch and lean back. We're going to do 2 more. And last one, down. And up. And come back to the middle. So you're going to need your mat if you're using a mat, but you're most definitely going to need a rolled up towel. And I just have it's like a simple bath sheet, which I've rolled up quite tightly, and get that ready for where you're going to go. I'm just going to go and get my mat. Voila. So you're going to be sitting on your mat. Make sure you've got enough room ahead of you for your legs. Roll up your towel nice and tight. Roll yourselves back down. Comme ça. Now you're going to slide your towel underneath your sacrum. So from side to side, just underneath your sacrum. So in fact what happens is that it helps your pubic bone tip upwards. So it's right at the bottom. If you imagine the triangle, it's at the tip of the triangle, the point of the triangle. facing downwards. So that's where your towel is. Take both knees up onto your chest, stretch up to begin with. And ready, flex your feet and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Really stretching, getting that movement in the feet. And then bend your knees, hold on to the tops of your knees, lengthen your spine. And you're going to move one knee forwards, one knee backwards, just pulling with your hands. And change. And change. So it's very gentle. Change. You're bringing movement into your hips. Producing lots of lovely hip goo. Both knees at the same time, go away. Make a nice big circle as wide as you can and back towards your chest and then push away again, away and circle and push away and circle. And circle. And you might find that you're able to get a bigger circle as you go along. And bring back to the middle. Now, your knees are going to go in opposite directions, but still do the circle. Here we go, you're starting in the middle, and you're pushing one forwards, one backwards, circle round to the opposite ends, come back to the middle, and again. Nice big circles, try and make them a smidge wider each time. And now you're going to change direction. So if your right knee started off going forwards, have your right knee coming backwards. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slightly different feel. Because you're going in another direction. Really try and make those circles wide. Now we're going to change each time. So go the opposite way for one circle and then come back the way you came. So you're changing each time. Right down to your body. So you're keeping it there, and that will help tip your pubic bone up. Stretch the other leg up. Point your toes. And to the count of 8, we're going to take it down to the floor. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lengthen it away. Lengthen again. Reach with your toes. Bring your knee in. Stretch stretch up, down. Nearly there. Let your heel touch the ground and lengthen away as much as you can. Really lengthen. And bend in again. And stretch up. And you're going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen away as much as you can. Stay there, and I'm going to change the music because it stopped and I'm not sure where I put my phone, which is helpful. Lengthen away as much as you possibly can. I have found it. There we go. And then you're going to bend that knee back in so it joins the other one on your chest. And we're going to do exactly the same with the other leg. So the leg that you just stretched so valiantly, bend that right into your chest, pull it down and stretch your other leg up as far as it will go. We're going to take it down in 8. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All the way down to the ground. Let your heel touch the ground. Stretch away. Stretch away. What's happened to the music? Stretch away as much as you possibly can. No idea what happened there. Stretch. And then bend your knee in to bring it back up. All the way up. And down we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touching the ground, stretch that leg away as much as you possibly can. And stretch again. Bend it in. Up it goes, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it down there, lengthen away as much as you possibly can. Really lengthening. Pull the other shin in towards your chest, lengthen the leg away. And lengthen a bit more. Feeling all the way down the front of your leg, probably up in the hip flexor. And then bend your knee in, bring it all the way back up again. And you're just going to do a few more forwards and backwards. And bring your knees to the middle, tuck your tails under, pull your tummies in, let your legs go down. Let's just do a short tummy whilst we're here because we can never pass up an opportunity to strengthen the core. You're already tilting back a bit. Make sure that you are. Pull your tummies in just above the pubic bone. Bend your knees on your chest and stretch up. And we're just going to walk the legs. It will be much easier now you've stretched them so much. Walk, 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 walk. Keep pulling in with your tummy because that's where the action is. It's really got nothing to do with your legs. You're just using your legs as levers and as weights. Tucking under, pulling in just above the pubic bone. Let's do 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Take your other leg down as well. Let your heels drop down. And because you're still automatically tilted back, because where the towel is, you'll feel that stretch in your hip flexors. So really lengthen away. Both legs stretched away on the ground. Enjoy that stretch. And you can flex your feet and stretch away. And point your toes, stretch away. Pull in with your tummy, tilt back a bit. And then bring your legs back up again. So this time, you're going to take your lovely rolled up towel and we're going to lie along it lengthwise, and it needs to be such that it just gets you off the ground. I need mine to be straight and a bit more rolled up. So rolling up the towel on the ground, and you're going to position yourself starting right at the bottom so you can rest your head at the top. So if you start right at the bottom, so you're lifted, what? It's an inch off the ground. By the time you've flattened the towel in, you've lifted yourselves an inch off the ground, but your head is on the towel. That's really important because this will help the whole of your spine and the muscles either side to relax. So you can have your hands on the ground, or you can have your elbows on the ground. Have your hands on your front sticky out hip bones, your ASIS, and just try one knee up. Pull your tummies in, it's not going to work otherwise. Other knee up. So it's a bit wobbly because you're on the towel, and you can have one toe to the ground and up, other toe to the ground and up, and change again, and up, and change, and up. Think of pulling your tummies in just above the pubic bone. And you could lengthen your legs up. You could go a little bit, it's a little bit harder with straight legs. They're not fully stretched, but they're nearly stretched. And bend them again. Take your arms away. So now you're really using your core to keep you from wobbling. That's all that you're doing. So you can wave your arms around, you can wave your legs around. Keep your tummy pulled in, really low down because that will keep you reasonably stable. And then let your head come back down to the ground again. So with your feet about hip width apart and quite close to your bottom, they're on the ground, have your arms up and just let your pelvis roll a tiny bit from side to side. So you're going to go, it's almost as if you're going over one way of the towel and then over the other way. And then come back to the middle, keep your feet there, arms out to the side, but let your whole knees go one way. Now you're not going to roll off the towel. Yeah, so you're not going to be moving your pelvis to go with your knees, which is why you can't go far. Come back in the middle, go the other way. So one leg will go down quite far and the other leg won't because we will topple over. and come back again. Over the first way again. There was a lurch, I nearly went. And come up again. Over the second way. And come up again. Now this time it's just one knee, so the rest of you stays absolutely straight, facing upwards. One knee over to the side. Easier to keep stable, and you get that tiny bit more stretch. And bring that knee up again. Other side. Pull in with your tummy so you do feel stable. Let the other knee flop all the way over as far as it wants to go. And then bring it back up in the middle. Take your first knee up. Hold on to the ball of the foot or the ankle. Have it bent still and just do little bend and stretches. You don't have to stretch all the way through. So you just, it's just as if you're playing around with it a little bit. But you'll get the stretch. You're using your core. And you're not using your back muscles so much. And then we're going to swap sides. So take the other leg. Remember, it can be quite different. Hang on wherever you want. It can be thigh or calf or ankle or foot, whichever's easiest for you. And you're going to go bend and stretch. Don't worry about how stretched it is. You're just doing that movement. And bring it back down again. So lengthen your spine, still on the towel, arms up. Reach up as much as you possibly can, feet on the ground. Now you're going to have to pull your tummies in because there might be a bit of rocking here if you don't. Reach up with one arm, you're going to keep it straight and just let it thump back down. So it goes almost to the ground. And same arm, up, 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 and thump. So there's a real crash in the shoulder as you come down. There's a real thud. Going up, 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 and thud down. Other side, up, 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 and thud down. Make sure you don't bend your elbow. And thud. If you bend your elbow, you don't get that crash. And the crash is what relaxes the muscles. And you're going up, 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 and thud. Do one each side now. Keep your tummies pulled in. And crash. And pull it up. And let it drop. You can go as fast or as slow as you like. One more each side. And bring your arms down. And then let yourself roll gracefully off your towel. Take it away, you'll need it in a minute again. And then come onto your back again and notice what that feels like, because actually your back muscles haven't been able to work. So you've spent a fair bit of time just relaxing your back muscles whilst you're doing other things. And we're going to do a glute stretch. So hook one ankle over the other knee, hang on wherever you can, pull back. Now if you flex the foot that's closest to your head, that helps protect that side knee. And just pull in. If you wanted to, you could do little rolls from side to side. But after having lain on the towel, it's quite nice just to enjoy that stretch there. And let your legs come down. We're going to do the other side. So hook your ankle across, swing the knee out, hold on wherever you can. Remember, it's going to be different on both sides. Flex the foot that's closest to your head. And you can roll from side to side if you want. Or you can just pull in. And bring your legs back down again. So, one more. I want you to just have a look first, or listen carefully. You've got your knees bent and both knees pointing up towards the ceiling. You're going to let your right knee go a tiny bit to the side, so a couple of inches, and at the same time slide your foot away, and then it will thump forwards. So this is a hip thump, a bit like the shoulder thump that we did. So let's have a go at it. It happens at the same time to the side and forwards, flump, thump, flump. So when you let it go forwards, there's quite a lot of rock in the body, which is why it wouldn't have been quite so good lying on the towel, because you've probably fallen off. So you're just letting that thump where the leg joins the pelvis release a little bit more of the muscles there. Do one more this side. And then have a go at the other side. Remember, it might be different. Tiny bit out to the side, a couple of inches. At the same time, let your leg slide forwards. It's nice for the knee as well, because it really releases some of the tightness in the knee. And you're not putting any pressure on it. So if there's that lovely wobble through the whole body, when your leg lands, you're doing it right. One more. And bring your legs back up again. You're going to grab your towel again. So we're going back on as before. Mine is a slightly squashed towel now. That's okay. You can roll it up again tight if you want. You can stay squashed. That's fine. There you go. There's my tidy tendons, wanting it to be straight. And you're just going to lie back down on it. And we're going to do a little bit of arm opening. So just have your knees bent so that they are side by side and pointing up towards the ceiling, but comfortable, really comfortable. Now you're ever so slightly lifted off the ground, which is wonderful for chest opening. So arms up as if you're holding onto a giant Easter egg. So it's not straight up, it's slightly rounded. And all you do is open your arms until your elbows reach the ground and then close your arms. So we're going to just do this a few times. This doesn't feel as if it's doing very much, but it is. Shoulder blades down the back, neck nice and long, arms going wide. One more with slightly curved Easter egg arms. And now when you get up to the middle, stretch your arms up so that they're straight, palms facing each other. Straight arms now, shoulder blades down the back, exactly the same thing, slightly different feel. And you can open and close. One more. And bring your arms up to the middle, so palms facing in still, and we're just going to walk the arms. So one arm forwards, one arm backwards, up. And they're going down and up, down and up. And because you're lifted ever so slightly, it's just slightly more stretch for your arms when they go down. And down. And up. And down. And up. One more each side. Have your arms up now, and then have your shoulder blades right down the back, nice long neck. Bend your elbows to the ground on the side, and let your forearms flop back. Now, if you've got really lovely stretchy chest and arms, your forearms will touch the ground, and mine clearly don't. But it's harder because you're slightly raised. And we're going to do VW, so you're going to lengthen your arms out as close to the ground as you can get, using your weight to drag your arms to the ground, and then back again, down. Have your elbows going into your waist, up. And down. Up. And down. Two more. Lovely, so hopefully you're feeling that all across your chest and underneath your arms and in your arms. Roll off your towel again and keep hold of it, because now I want you to sling that behind your neck. Bunch it up a bit so that you've got a little bit of support. So it's right in the neck. It is underneath, just underneath the ridge that at the back of the skull. So you're going right into your neck, and all we're going to do is make sure you're comfortable. Just roll your head from side to side. So this gives your neck a lovely, lovely massage. It's such a gentle one. But you've done loads to loosen your neck, and it's nice to have the kind of massage afterwards, even if nobody's doing it for you. And if you find that there's a little area which feels nice to kind of go into, go to that point and work it a little bit around there. So you can turn your head so you just feel the muscles being massaged by the towel. Or you can just go from side to side. And if you keep doing that, I'm going to get us ready for a relaxation. And you could, in fact, just stretch out as you are. You could keep your head on the towel if that's super comfy. But whatever you do, just make yourself comfy. So lie yourselves down any way you want. And just tune into your breathing a little bit.
Jules Flynn's iPhone disconnected. Ready to pair.
I'm going to turn the speaker off because I've disconnected the phone. Lengthen yourselves away a little bit. Stretch out. Feel that lovely sense of your body just dropping down into the ground. We've done quite a lot today. Stretching should feel lovely, and it's sometimes quite strenuous as well. So lengthening away, giving yourselves whatever stretch you need, letting your weight drop down into the ground. And just becoming aware of your breathing. Noticing the way your body rises when you breathe in and falls when you breathe out. And letting your weight drop into the ground. From your head and neck and shoulders, down your back, and your pelvis and your hips, and your legs and your knees, all the way down to your ankles and heels and feet, dropping heavy into the ground. And just become aware of your toes now. Lengthening away. Big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, lengthening away. Softening ball of your foot. Softening. The underside of your foot, easing. And the top side, lengthening, softening. Ankles, feeling easy, soft, warm. Heels, heavy, tension draining away. Notice your calves and your shins and your knees, front and back, inside out, soft, warm and heavy. Fronts of thighs, backs of thighs, outsides and insides right up where your legs reach into your pelvis, soft and warm and heavy. Glutes and low tummy muscles and pelvic muscles, soft and warm. Glutes letting go of tension, and all your back muscles from the very bottom all the way up either side of the spine, over the spine, reaching up into the small of the back and the mid back and the top of the back and the neck, lengthening, softening, melting. Heavy in the ground. Tummy muscles low down, melting. Front of tummy, back of tummy, sides of tummy melting. Rib muscles easing and softening. Chest muscles widening, easing, melting from side to side, and underneath the arms, deep under the arms, melting. Shoulders softening, tops of arms, elbows easing, forearms, wrists softening, hands easing, fingers lengthening away. Tops of shoulders, easing, melting all the way into the neck, widening, neck lengthening, easing, softening, and under the ridge at the back of the neck, melting all the way in. Scalp softening, face softening, eyes easing, ears melting all the way in, and your jaw muscles from the side of your head all the way down, either side of your ears, down over the face and under the chin, softening, easing and melting. And your tongue lies comfortably in your mouth. And just take a couple more breaths, just enjoying that feeling of soft, warm, heavy relaxation. And listening to the sounds in the room or the sounds outside. becoming aware of the feeling of the air on your skin. And maybe wiggle your toes a little bit, just to get things going again. Wiggle your fingers. And maybe let your head roll a little bit from side to side. And then give yourselves whatever stretch would feel best right now, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be symmetrical or anything that you've ever done before. You can just make it up. And then when you're ready, get slowly to your feet. Remember, from being so relaxed, our circulation takes a little while to catch up sometimes. And then when you're standing, just one more stretch, anything you like. Anything that would feel really, really good. And that's you. I hope you enjoyed that.